Baal Hammon, properly Baal Hammon or Hamon, was the chief god of Carthage. He was a weather god considered responsible for the fertility of vegetation and esteemed as king of the gods. He was depicted as a bearded older man with curling ram's horns. Baal Hammon's female cult partner was Tanit. Cult and attributes. The worship of Baal Hammon flourished in the Phoenician colony of Carthage. His supremacy among the Carthaginian gods is believed to date to the 5th century BC, after relations between Carthage and Tyre were broken off at the time of the Battle of Himera. Modern scholars identify him variously with the northwest Semitic god Ella with Dagon. In Carthage and North Africa, Baal Hammon was especially associated with the ram and was worshipped also as Baal Kanaim in an open-air sanctuary at Jebel Bourkournin across the bay from Carthage. In Tunisia, he was probably never identified with Baal Melkit, although one finds this equation in older scholarship. The Interpretatio Graeca identified him with the Titan Cronus. In ancient Rome, he was identified with Saturn, and the cultural exchange between Rome and Carthage as a result of the Second Punic War may have influenced the development of the festival of Saturnalia. Greco-Roman sources report that the Carthaginians burned their children as offerings to Baal Hammon. Attributes of his Romanized form as an African Saturn indicate that Hammon was a fertility god. Name and functions. The meaning of Hammon is unclear. In the 19th century, when Ernest Renan excavated the ruins of Hamon, the modern al-Awwam between Tyre and Acre, he found 2 Phoenician inscriptions dedicated to Hammon. Since El was normally identified with Cronus, and Baal Hammon was also identified with Cronus, it seemed possible they could be equated. More often, a connection with northwest Semitic Hamon has been proposed, suggesting the sense Lord of the Brazier. He has been therefore identified with a solar deity. Yigal Yadin thought him to be a moon god. Edward Lipinski identifies him with the god Dagon. Frank Moorcross argued for a connection to Hamon, the Ugaritic and Akkadian name for Mount Amanus, the great mountain separating Syria from Cilicia, based on the occurrence of an Ugaritic description of El as the one of the mountain Hamon. Location: Baal Hammon. Hamon, Hamon, or Ammon was a place mentioned in the Song of Solomon. It was the location of a productive vineyard owned by Solomon, who let out the vineyard to tenants, each of whom was to bring him 1,000 silver shekels. The locale has been supposed to be identical with Baal Gad, and also with Hamon in the tribe of Asher. Others identify it with Belaman, in central Israel, near Dothaim. Some have suggested that it is not to be taken as a literal place, but a figurative indication to the wealthy realm over which Solomon ruled.